Okay, so picking up from where we last left off, we will be doing, well, talking to the Admiral here. Yes. Greetings, Madame, and welcome to our fair city. If you would permit me to examine the seal on the missive you carry. As I speak like a very distorted voice actor person, whom I won't name. Letter addressed to Limpson Admiral Merrill Blofisven. If someone knows how to say her name, please tell me. Yes, everything seems to be in order. I apologize. We cannot afford to be complacent, you understand. Please step this way.
Enter. So the silver-tongued merchants send an adventurer to speak for them. It appears the Uldans place great faith in you. This way. I bid you welcome. I am Melve Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa, and Commander of the Maelstrom.
So I guess I kinda had her name right.
Now, what news from Thanalan?
A memorial service to honor the fallen. Seven hells. Has it been 5 years? 5 years since the Garlean Empire sought to wrest Eorzea from our grasp. It was an answer to the imperial threat that the city-states formed the Grand Companies and forged the Eorzean alliance anew. But Garlemald was not content to wager all on a simple contest of martial might. They had other plans. The Meteor Project. The Gadis Nail Van Darnis, hell's take 'em, intended to cleanse our realm by snatching the lesser moon Dalamud from the heavens and casting it down upon our head. Desperate to prevent this lunatic scheme, we marched our forces to the Cartano Flats, and there met the 7th Imperial Legion in battle. Never have I seen a fight like the Battle of Cartano, and I have seen full many. But though we gave no quarter, spared not 1 ounce of effort, we could not prevent what followed. From inside the shell of Dalamud came a winged nightmare, a dragon from the size of a bloody city. 'Twas the elder primal Bahamut, bent on making a eighth hell of Eorzea. In the space of a breath, the legions of the Empire were set aflame, while our own armies fared little better. 'Twas as if the whole world was burning. Words cannot well describe the scene. And yet, by some miracle, a few among us were spared. Even as I steeled myself for death, a blinding white light enveloped me, robbing me of my senses. When I regained them, the dragon was gone, and the still smoldering land was warped beyond all knowing. Were Archon Louis Sois still with us, he would doubtless shed some light on these unfathomable happenings. Alas, he is not, and I fear we will want for his wisdom in the days to come. For while our nations struggle to recover from the devastation, the beastmen call forth their damned primals to torment us anew. Unless we put aside our differences and rebuild now, our foes will catch us unprepared. And I speak not only of the beastmen. Do not imagine that the Empire has forsaken its claim on Eorzea. The Imperials crowd our borders, waiting to strike. Dang it all. Champions to replace those who lost. Dang it all. We need champions to replace those we lost. But such thoughts are worse than worthless. Time is short and none will save us, save ourselves. It is the duty of every soul who survived the calamity to work together for the good of Eorzea, and this memorial service may be the very thing to unite us. Ruban has the right of it. I accept his proposal. Your duty is done here, adventurer. I will see to it that the Flame General receives my reply. You travel next to Gridania, yes? Pray give my regards to the Elder Seer. Oh, and tell her the wolf has been sniffing around the stables. A private jest, and one in poor taste, but I would have you tell it all the same. Very well, Celebrian. May the Navigator guide you on your journey. But before I head to Gridania, I am going to, if I can, attune to the Aetherite, and I'm going to pick up the starting jobs. And I attuned. And I'm going to also pick up these if I can, so we will start with the Arcanist first. And as I said, I will leave the side quests for now, because I will get to them later. I'm most amused because I see that Walmart security quite often in the Gold Saucer, which you will know of, probably not in this video, but in the next one, because I believe that's when the quest unlocks to get there. And until then, you'll just remain oblivious to what I was just talking about. Spoiler? Maybe? No? Okay. Okay. Murray, welcome to the Arcanists Guild. It is here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence, to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. If you prefer an arcane art built on structured thought and precise reasoning, then your discerning intellect may find a home here at our guild. Might you consider enrolling yourself as an initiate? Certainly. Aha! Just as I predicted. Before we proceed any further, however, let us first feed your appetite for knowledge with a morsel of guild history. The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formula were further developed into arcane geometries, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave aether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels upon their arrival in Limsa Lominsa. Arcanists found themselves welcomed into academic elite and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merylwib Counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So, at the Admiral's express orders, an official Arcanists Guild was established, and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you invite such cerebral challenges, then you have but to reaffirm your commitment to joining our guild. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild? Or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Merrill wishes to reaffirm your desire to join the Arcanists Guild. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to the extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress through Baryim. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You will find her just over there by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy. Though her mind is sharp and critical, her manner is always most welcoming. So I think her name is... I think Rogadin's particular race names are all German-based, I think? So I don't know how to pronounce those kind of names. To some degree. Yes, I am through Brygrim. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanists Guild. As Murray has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of Aether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle, and the manner of magic which this ethereal ally employs at our command. The core of the discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary, even on the field of battle. Nay, especially on the field of battle. This principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An arcanist is measured by her ability to calmly analyze a situation from moment to moment, and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? I guess so. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. Here, take this grimoire in hand, and we shall next judge your aptitude for our discipline. Huzzah! Arcanist unlocked. And equip. And equip. Oops. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. And drag that down there. I will be sorting through these. Actually, I'm going to do that just real quick. I will unlock that one. I will unlock that one. And I will move... Actually, move that there. Move these down here. I might move these into the order that they appear in the crafting things and stuff, but in the meantime. And those can go away, that can move there, and talk. Our acting guildmaster through Brygrim wishes to judge your aptitude for the Arcanima. It is a hefty tome, is it not? I promise you a grimoire's weight becomes a comforting anchor amidst the shifting seas of battle, a fact you will soon discover. In Lower Lonosa you will find among others 3 species of pest, wharf rats, little ladybugs, and Eurelia. I ask that you employ your fledgling skills in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanists Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. So I am probably going to pick up all those side quests, which one is right here, and then I will probably do them alongside the starting quests, or starting classes that are here, because it'll help level them up faster, and that way we're going through them right now rather than later. Patalja of Melvin's Gate needs help collecting duty on imported goods. Here at Melvin's Gate, we inspect all the goods that are imported into Limsa and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, and we must chase them down. I'd be grateful if you would deliver these 2 ledgers, one to a man named Sund Himmel, whom you will find at the Ock Tent, and the other to a woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. If you are uncertain as to the whereabouts of the Bismarck, ask Sund Himmel when you meet him. He will point you in the right direction. Super duper alley-ooper. And I will attune to this. And then we will go running. And before I forget, I should probably repair since I have not done that in a while. And one more. And I shouldn't have anything in my inventory, so there we go. I like how it's 777. Too bad we don't have 7 more guild, and it'd be 7777. Did I attune to that one? Yes, I did. That's why it's all glowy. We will talk to Dodozan. Oh, step dance. There is a hectic flush of panic on Dodozan's face as he looks wildly about Hawker's round. Oh my, oh dear. My cask of ale is gone, and it had to be the one ordered by someone who doesn't brook tardiness. I would bring the matter to the Maelstrom, or perhaps seek help from the Yellow Jackets, but my client would likely frown on involving anyone official. An adventurer such as yourself, though, would be capable of doing a little unofficial investigating. Will you find the stolen ale for me? It was right outside Fisherman's Bottom. Someone surely saw something. What's that? You would have the client's name? Oh, none of that. Discretion creates opportunities. Now do go to Fisherman's Bottom and make your inquiries before the cold mine grows worse. The bloody executioners! I didn't do a good job of that. Oh well. Snowman. Snowman, snowman. Snowman. And I'm gonna go this way, and this way, and this way. Small bone cellar. Did I see someone walk off with a cask of ale? Why sure, it was during the afternoon offloading. Fella didn't look like a thief though. Wasted the cask and walked right on over to the Astalica. Or whatever. Affable angler. After a cask? Well, can't rightly say if it's your cask, but there was a big fella came by recently carrying one. He asked me if I had a smoked Mackey's, which would go down nice with ale. Tain't the only thing I know neither. The louse wore black, and you know what that means. The bloody executioners. We'll just take a little detour. Sisipu of the Fishermen's Guild wants to order a new fishing boat. The calamity really knocked the wind out of the fishing industry's sails, but fisherfolk are starting to return to the seas once more. It's past time I did the same. But before I can put out to sea again, I need to have a new boat built. Our guild has always commissioned Naldic and Vimelese for its crafts, but they are beastly busy these days. If you want for something to do, mayhap you could run over to the Armorers Guild and consult with Forge Master Hernanza in my stead, or Hernanza in my stead. I would know how long we might expect to have to wait. Okie dokie. And... oh. I needed to talk to the receptionist, which is over here. Well, a well-wishing welcome to you, adventure friend. You've worked your way to Fisherman's Bottom. When you want to fish for just a day, you can call a culinarian, but we fishermen feast for life. I've set the bait. Think you're ready to bite? Nom 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 nom. Hooray! Hooray! Looks like we've got a live one. Let me walk you through the line of a fisherman in Limsa Lominsa. Since we're surrounded by the sea, the fishing sites are a fisherman's delight. If you can't fish it here, you can't fish it anywhere. While some of us rope our fish in with rods and reels, others skim the seabed with nets for creepy-crawly critters. You might say we cast a wide net. People prattle about our pullers just about everywhere in Limsa. And there's much and more I haven't mentioned. We shepherd the ships, preside over the ports, manage the mongers, all while making sure not to leave any adventurers out to sea. I'll wager you prefer to work alone, so we'll start you off with the rod and reel. Now, you may not necessarily net fishing yields, but pole fishing positively pulls prettier prizes. And that's the long and short of it. When you're ready for another bite of bait, I'll reel you in before the guildmaster. I'd hate to hear you'd thought a change of heart. You haven't, have you? Nope. Spoken truly like a true bespoke fisherman. Well then, it's time you met the guildmaster. But unfortunately, and somewhat ironically, our nefarious netmaster is out fishing at the moment. This moment and every moment, that is. So Sisipu tends to tend to tasks that require tending to. Try saying that 5 times fast. So Sisipu tends to tend to tasks that require tending to. So Sisipu tends to task... Yep, nope. Nope, moving on. Such as deciding whether you'll sink or swim with our guild. Sisipu's presiding over those pools whenever you decide to say hello. She might seem somewhat standoffish, but she's only keeping an eye out for sharks. Be yourself and you have nothing to worry about. This receptionist certainly has a way with words. And my cat Yuki keeps saying hi. Hello, Mr. Yuki. With the Fishermen's Guild, the pullers wouldn't have a place to gather and discuss issues like setting a wholesale price for fish or organizing repairs to waterfront facilities. And since we started taking in foreign fisherfolk, the existence of the guild is especially important. Aside from teaching these outsiders the ways of Limsa waters, we all get a chance to learn new tricks from one another. Yes, save your breath. I heard every word between you and Nunmilika, so I know she told you my role here. As she said, Wawalago's supposed to be guildmaster, but apparently he has bigger fish to fry. So all his work falls to me. That includes making sure our new fish aren't shellfish, idiots, or potential anemones. You've passed the first test by not laughing at that awful joke. Now you only need the right answer to this question. Are you prepared to fish like you've never fished before? Yes. Well, you're smarter than the majority of bottom dwellers that find their way here. Welcome to the guild. Now, this wouldn't be much of a guild if we sent you out to sea with only a pole and a prayer, so I suppose I can spare you a few pearls of wisdom. Nevertheless, you'll still need to Nevertheless, you're still going to need the pole and prayers, so I can at least provide you with the former. Here you go. One of the two isn't bad. I'll even throw in these lugworms, since you're not like to get far without bait. The rods we bestow upon our new fish are priceless objects, which to say they don't cost anything. Once you know what you're doing, you'll probably want a proper one. But in the meantime, let's see if you can figure out how to hold your pole. Ready the one I gave you, and your lessons can begin. Readying your line. To fish, you must first change your class to fisher by equipping a rod in your main hand. If the body of water you're near is fishable, the icon for cast action will glow. Determine bait to apply to your line by selecting the bait action, then checkmarking the desired item from the list that appears. Some bait can only be used in certain locations or for landing certain types of fish. Bait and tackle can be harvested, made by disciples of hand, or purchased from various merchants or fieldcraft vendors. Always make sure your inventory is stocked before heading out into the wild. You can also get some bait and stuff from quests. Okay. No, that's right. And equip. And we'll equip those. Nope, I don't want that. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh dear. Equip. And that button. There we go. And I will drag that over here. And I will close that. And that. Sisyphus would like to assign you your first task. You're looking quite formidable. Let's hope you don't scare all the fish away. Now the first rule of fishing is to hold on to your rod. Take care of your rod, and your rod will take care of you. Let me know if I'm going too fast for you. Since you're new here, we're going to start small, and they don't come much smaller than anchovies. You'll find schools of anchovies swimming around outside in Galadon Bay, so you can catch your meager supper without even walking 10 yalms. Anchovies are hardly the most cunning fish in the sea, making them an ideal first assignment. Simply bait a hook with some of those lugworms I gave you, dip it in the water, and the fish will practically catch themselves. And then it explains, to catch Limson anchovies for Sisyphus, first select a suitable lure using the bait action, next approach the water, and use the cast action to begin casting. When you feel a tug on your line, use the hook action to reel in your catch. And then this explains the fishing log. Your fishing log contains invaluable information on everything from fishing hole locations to detailed fish data to personal records. The log can be found under Logs in your main menu. So, Logs. Fish log. And then here, Fish Guide, Records. And this goes through all of them that you've caught. And then shows your records of catches, which I haven't ever paid attention to before. So I'm gonna kind of be curious and look at my main account and find that. Oops. I don't want that. Drag, 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 that. I leave my bait there, that there, that there, that there. I move that up there and up there, just in case. Okay. Well, fishing. After you use the cast action to cast your line in the water, you need to simply sit back and wait for the bite. When a fish bites, you will not only see the line being tugged, but hear it. While a fish is on the line, use the hook action to attempt to reel in your catch. Your chances of successfully reeling in a fish after hooking it are directly affected by the fish type and your gathering rate. I usually use the sound to determine when I need to use the hook. And see, now that's check mark. Move that over there. Oops. Cast. The one thing I wish that this game had, and if you can also watch this, and if it dips down, you would know how to use your hook ability. One thing I wish this game did have was a literal tackle box or bait box that would have the baits in a separate thing rather than the inventory, because the inventory can get quite full with all the different baits that are in the game. And so down here, when you saw it said you cast your line at an undiscovered fishing hole, something bites, and because I succeeded in catching it, it says data on the Limsa Lominsa lower decks is added to your fishing log. So now it actually shows the location of this. And I need to catch 4 more anchovies, so I may as well finish that, because they should be one after the other. There we go. Two to go. Come here. Fishy, 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 fishy. So I have actually the sound reduced, so I can't actually hear, so that's why I'm using the light especially to actually verify when I need to use the hook ability. Otherwise I will... It's very hard on the eyes trying to squint at a tiny little dot area at the end of the rod to know to hook. Because sometimes you have to be very quick. And 1 to go. And I will probably level up right away. And hopefully this is the anchovy that I need. Oh, it says not, but it is a new level and a new fishy. So hopefully this next one will be the last anchovy. So some of the fish can be used for culinarian, for cooking, or for other crafting. And then there's some other ones that don't have any purpose that I've found. And then, but those are pretty rare. And otherwise there's aquariums you can have in your housing, which would, depending on the size of the aquarium, which fish you can put in. Alright, so that's it. And so you can either hit quit to stop fishing, or just a movement ability, and then it puts the rod away. Sissipu. Anchovies swim off every shore of Limsa Lominsa, so you can bring some back from anywhere you like, so long as it's not the fishmongers. Limsan anchovy. These small saltwater fish form a massive schools resembling These small saltwater fish form massive schools resembling colossal sea creatures to discourage predators from approaching. Here, Chovy, Chovy, here, Chovy, Chovy. Fair flock and feisty fish you got there, giddy up, guppy. Careful that you don't slip out of sight. Wallago, to what do we owe the pleasure? A guildmaster's got to get after the guppies, dividing up the daily drudgery, picking out a proper potable and some such support and service. And who gets after the guildmaster? We have books to balance, you know. Books you should be balancing. I did my best to balance the books, but the bilge keel bent the bow back in bouncing the whole batch off the boat. That's not what you know, it was just an expression. But that's neither here nor there. So long as you keep at the bit, Xilarian, our books will balance themselves. Don't let that go to your head, of course. Any beginner can snake some anchovies, but you'll need to experiment with different lures and explore new waters if you want to catch the big ones. Fundamentals are fine, but the fun is fishing for new finds. Like my uncle always says, fishing's like philandering. You never know what you'll catch. And with those well-spoken words of wisdom, we will leave you to your wiles. The next quest Fisher will be available at level 5, which I might actually level up to level 5, but I won't continue that. I'll do the same thing with the other classes and record those later, and obviously I didn't actually level up. Preoccupied Porter. Looking for Dodazon's Cascavale, eh? Aye, I'll help ya. Dodazon ain't a bad sort for swiving trader. There was a topper came asking him after the cask, wanted to know if it was ale. The poxy fool. And I'm just... nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Actually, hold up. I want to see if the other one looks better. Nope. Definitely looks better with the dark one. Okay. We'll go this way. And so I don't forget, I will attune to this. And then I'll go over this way. And then I'll head back over that way for the rogue quest. So, in my introductory video, you might have seen me exploring around on this boat here. This ship, rather. And I believe I need to go upwards. This way. And up. Young Executioner. What are you looking at? This is a duel. A dance duel. Much more important than anything you got. Much more. You may be able to scamper up the rigging to the crow's nest, but you can you get down? Not for the science, you great clodhopper. Begging pardon, Cap'n, but there ain't no Mikote alive heavier on their feet than a great gallahootin' rogadin such as yourself. Ha 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 ha! Well said, Cap'n, and a well retorted, ya bloody sun-seeker, or was ya a moon-keeper? What other lands they got there? Bah! Who even cares, am I right? Who are you anyway? There was a whole passel of you afore, but now there's only one. That's a misser's trick it is. Nope, there was just me. Nope, nothing worse than a misser. This horsin was a what? What was a madrigal, admiral, what was his name? They didn't like no drinking nor dancing, bad for corals. Corals? Can't be right. Yes, corals. Ha, course you're right there. Lassie, should never doubt meself. Anyways, this madrigal is called Madrigal Pinchfist. Passed decrees like they was farts. You decree no dancing, within a hand's reach of spirits. But no, Madrigal's smarter than a sailing man. We just stopped reaching with our hands altogether. Ha! We invented step dancing. That showed Madrigal Pinchfist and his corals. He's a pirate, he speaks with improper English, and he's drunk. Trying to decipher what he says is rather amusing and difficult. Aha! Ha ha ha! Aye, that's right, lassie. Gets me all fired up too. Makes you think like, ho ho, I know you. I know. You want to dance. All this time I just thought you was been churlish, but... No, no, no. I insist. Dance first, talk later. That's the way of it. Why, ya KGC fox, dancing like sailing folk you do. Would swear there was 3 of you, or was I just... Never mind, you're practically a sister now. You ask me anything. I cask of Dodas and ale, carried it off from fisherman's bottom my very own self, I did. That's to matter of fact, we'd already drunk all we had aboard. Course Dodasan's getting paid for it some day. Don't mind it a difference she if ye frets a night or two, eh? Why, you row-bred horse, and that's the tale of the cask ya lugged in. Blackguard, you dare call yourself a bloody executional hugger-mugger but what belongs to who? Dodasan has the cods not to mule about the colours we wear, and ya play him for a fool? I'm sorry, Cap'n. Wasn't thinking it through. Gots to fix that, I do. Ish what they call a coral failin'. Somebody's in trouble. Adventure, I beg pardon for my man. I swear Limblin mistook him for an oyster and gave him grit for brains when she made him. Since you're already here, how about you square our account with Dodasan, take this payment to him? We'd be much obliged. Sure thing, Captain. Ya danced with us and all, so I'm trusting this gal won't aspire any moral failings in ya. That's some long keel on the Astalucia if you take me meaning. I like how they're just completely frozen in fear and stuff. And off we go. Oops. That way. Nope, that way. And then this way. And then this way. And then off the ship we are. So I will go talk to the rogue. So, I was kind of put off with being called rogue, but it's actually not like a bad guy kind of steely class. It's more of like a Robin Hood works from the shadows class. Hence why rogue turns into ninja, which I didn't know when I started the game. There's not behind these convent doors for a worldly type like you, missus. We're the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss, all pure and saintly like. Now bugger off. Hang on, ain't ya the lass as goes by the name of Celebrian? Yes, sir. Ha! I knew it. We like to snilch all the rising talent, and from what I hear, you're head and shoulders above the rest. If ya can handle yourself half as well as they say, ya might well be of use to us. Forget all that Sisters of the Edelweiss bollocks. That's just a bit of fun to fob off the curious culls. We're a guild of rogues, lass, and it's mainly our marks as does the praying. Me and mine work in the shadows of Limsa, taking a keen edge to the rooks and cacklers would have earned themselves a million. We don't tout for members, but every now and again we might offer a promising young cove a place in the ranks. If you had interest in joining us, tip us your dettles and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Sure. Good to see you're keen, but I should probably warn you on a few points afore you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be, we only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us, you'll soon be neck deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and bilk dandies on their blunt, you'd best take up with a different crew. Think on that, and come back if you're still keen. Then would reaffirm your desire to join the Rogues Guild. I didn't scare you off then. Finn. They told me you was a meddlesome lass, and so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jack. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. You now freely enter the Rogues Guild. Speak with Loanword whenever you wish to gain admittance to guild headquarters. You looking to head inside? Yes, sir. Jack, Guildmaster. Aye, I'm the one they called Jack, though I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you had good enough to call me your name, along with that of the kindly cove as told you mine. Ah, the famous Solarian. Old Lonnie Leftpatch let you in, did he? Can't throw a blade for shite, but that one eye don't miss not when it comes to sizing up Denver Mort for the Stalin. Yeah, just one thing. You ain't a pirate, are you? Nope, definitely not. Well then, it's time you was stalled to the rogue. Pull on your best beater case, and I'll swear you in myself when you're ready. Now I could fill your waddles with the storied history of our guild, but that just wids on wind. The more important thing, the only thing we care about, is getting the job done. Now, most folk, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as the lot were, it soon became clear they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1, you don't bite the purses of your fellow Limsons. 2, you don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3, you don't trade coals like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a bit murky, but the most agree on these 3 at least. Now you might be thinking none of the amounts to a sack of dillberries now that the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but in the back alleys and black markets where Milrub's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as break the code. Some rum-soaked cove steals goods from the wrong cull, and we steal 'em back. That's the job, my natty lass. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for neither. You'll see there's more to our dagger play than just sticking coals with the pointy end, or we'll weaken a mark with poison, fade away and strike in the darkmans, whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, Slibrin, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? Alright then, first off we'll have to get your kit sorted out. A rogue needs to be light on her dew beaters to stay on a mark's trail. The job might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe which hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easily as they slip through a rook's ribs. Lovely. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Just don't go too excited with your new toys that you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised as how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes. That's kind of a point at when you change your jobs and you don't have the right gear equipped and stuff. Or not the right gear. When you're changing to a new class and you don't have the gear equipped for a new class and all that sort of stuff. So, kind of a breaking of the third wall, fourth wall, third wall, whatever it's called anymore. Anyway. Jack wishes to give you a few pointers on dagger play. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself? Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll want to keep a feel for weight and speed on your new weapons. I reckon these blatant cheats in the fields outside of Limsa should serve for your first lessons. Test your blades on a few of them lambs, then slice up some rats and pugils for good measure. Mind that you mill them beasties one at a time, though, lass. I know you've served for our worst in the past, but you're no damber with them stabbers just yet. Correcto mundo, sir. And I keep dragging that instead of... Okay, there. Okay. And that's that. So we will go get the other side quests. And... Nope, I want to go this direction. Doesn't really matter, but... Might as well go this way since we didn't go this way. And a snowman, and a tree, and the prettiness of the nightness. So we'll go pick up those side quests and then we'll head upwards to all of the stuff that's up here. And then any of the killing quests, we will go out and do those. And yeah. Gymnasium of the Burglary Consortium seeks the services of conveniently unoccupied adventurer. Excuse me, miss, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. Which, we were just there. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa Lumensa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service, of which the Burglary Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I would have you deliver this package to the doorman, Lone Ward, along with our profuse gratitude. Okay, and back that way. Again. I should have picked that up before. Oh well. I like how sometimes there's actually snowflakes on the ground. I'll just zoom out so you can see it better. But the snowflakes are actually in a snowflake. And just to center it, I'll stand in the middle of the tree. And we'll talk to him again. Oh, there's Librid. You looking ahead inside? Nope. Here to deliver. A plain wrapped box unmarked save for the words dutiful sisters of Edelweiss. What's this then? A parcel from the Burglary Consortium, eh? Let's have a peek inside. Ooh, walnut bread and ginger cookies, and a few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches too. The consortium culls know the right way to show appreciation. Some of them sisters have unholy appetites, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. Ahem. You just let Josh know we're always here should her boss have need of us again. And we'll head back this way. Pretty sure I got that one. I guess I'll find out soon. Let's see. I'll check over that way anyway, since I have to go that way. You've delivered the package as I requested. Very good. I shall pass on the sister sentiments to my superior. What manner of services do the dutiful sisters provide? I'm quite sure an adventurer of your stature has already glimpsed the truth behind the facade. For a business such as ours, their presence in the city is incredibly reassuring. And of course, we just saw why, and how, and what, so. Sundhilmal. A letter from Milvan's Gate, you say? This booklet penned by a log assessor from Milvan's Gate contains the names of merchants who have yet to pay the duty of the goods they imported into Limsa. Yet more outstanding duty payments? When will these merchants ever learn? Very well, if I catch sight of any offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for the Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper decks and you'll find the place. Yes, sir. But, not yet. Oops. Double oops. Sweetnick's rosy cheeks. The goblin merchant Sweetnick's appears to be in some distress. Psh! Sweetnick's is beauteous Gobby and Craftsmart's trademarker. Sweetnick's makes busy deal with uplanders. Need delivered the letter to Gate of Milvan, but Sweetnick's has shiver shakes. Uplander walks to Gate of Milvan for Sweetnick's. Uplander delivers letter to Text Lady Pshaja. Yes, yep. And was it this way? Yes, it was this way. We will talk to Swazblade. Swazblade, the master merchant of Hawker's Alley, wants you to look into current market prices. You, miss, adventurer, I have work for you. I would have you pose a customer and I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Surely I did not see you balk at so simple a task. All you need do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kyokurun, and Sineal. Write down all you see on this price list and hand it to Bjornswig on West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. So, on a side note, something you might have noticed with the chat in the bottom left there is a lot of comments like this. These are all bad. And you just right click report. Do not follow their links. Both a security reason and because if you actually proceed to do this, you can be banned from the game. Well met, lass. Cast your peepers over these beauties, not a spot of rust to be found. Every piece fresh from Gurgs, Snaldicks, and Vimelas. And by banned, I mean, like, actually spending real money on Gil in-game. Because it's not only cheating, but it's a bannable offense. And so, reporting RMT, real money trade, is illegal in the game. Kyokurun welcomes welcome customers. Kyokurun loves his lovely trade. Kyokurun's goods are goodly made. Oops. Oh, I have gotten that iterate. Good. A fine evening to you, miss. What can I interest you in? Why, you seem interested in most everything, don't you? Is there anything, is this another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide. He knew what was what. You're the one with what made a list for Swazblade? Let's have it then. A piece of parchment containing prices from shops and stalls over Limsa. Nothing wrong with the markets as far as I can tell. You oftentimes get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers down right across Conqueror's Alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lass. You're welcome for basically doing nothing. Then we will head over this way and... Oops. I guess I should pay attention to what I'm doing. And we will then go to the upper Limsa. Where is Sweet Nix with those import records? Without the proper documentation, I'm afraid we shall have to expel him from the city. The only thing written on the slip of parchment appears to be a mess of squiggly lines and randomly positioned ink blots. Why, these are Sweet Nix records. Glad I am to see they were submitted in time. Honestly, you would think that goblin would have lost his fear of our offices by now. Every month he is to submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one follows proper procedure, Limsa Lominsa is quite welcoming of foreign traders. Pray convey these words to Sweet Nix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. Poor Gobby. We will talk to Sweet Nix and then head up. In here, pup. Sweet Nix, rosy cheeks. Uplander, deliver letter to Gata Milvan. Uplander has white heart and swift legs. Tax lady Faja was kind of backwards for Sweet Nix. Sweet Nix has an outflow of joy for tax lady Faja. Sweet Nix is happy gobby. Gives Uplander jingle shine. Jingly shine. Jingle shine. Gil. Okay, and up we go. To upper decks. And then here should have other, well, quests, and as you saw, everything there. So the Marauders quest, side quest, other stuff. Armor, blacksmith, and other side quest. Huno needs help replenishing the Bismarck's larders. Beg your pardon, good madam, but you are an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon arriving guests, but I fear we are short on fresh lamb for the main course. I would be grateful if you would procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be quickest to obtain these directly from the source, wild lambs. In case you are unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Ebelfar, a sentry stationed in Bulwark Hall, just below the Drowning Wench. And we'll go in here. And we'll finish this. Zoom in a little bit. Letitia. Tax evaders among our patrons, you say? Goodness me. This booklet penned by a log assessor from Milvan's Gate contains the names of merchants who have yet to pay the duty on the goods they imported into Limsa Lominsa. I dare say this may well put an end to their appetite, but this is the best interest of the city-state. If any of the merchants named on this ledger come to dine with us, I shall see that Milvan's Gate is notified without delay. And we'll talk to her first. Letitia needs someone to report a bilking patron. We spare no effort to ensure that all our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality, and so it's doubly hurtful when someone decides to leave without settling the bill. Neria Belago, a first-time patron, just did that. Rouge Sushmo is the one who lovingly prepared the man's meal. She is quite upset by the whole affair, and has taken it upon herself to draw an illustration of the offender. Might I trouble you to deliver it to the Yellow Jackets on our behalf? Rouge Sushmo should be done adding the finishing touches by now. I have no idea how to say that name. I beg your pardons, good madame, but this is the Culinarians Guild. If you're here to dine at the Bismarck, one of our waiters will be along shortly to show you to your... Oh, you're not a patron? Might I assume then you wish to become a culinarian? If so, I wholeheartedly recommend you join the Culinarians Guild. Don't those cakes look awesome? Where one may learn the culinary arts under the finest chefs in the realm. What say you? Absolutely. Wonderful! Then without further ado, I shall acquaint you with the history of our guild. As you are doubtless aware, Limsa Lominsa has long been the gastronomic capital of Eorzea. The city's rich culinary tradition is the product of a unique combination of factors. The first is our proximity to the fertile lands and plentiful seas of Vilbrand, which have ever yielded bounteous produce. The second is our standing as the realm's foremost trading port, which grants us access not only to exotic ingredients from faraway shores, but also to foreign merchants versed in their use. We are, in short, the beneficiaries of culinary knowledge from every corner of the world. Until recently, knowledge of this kind was passed on solely through word of mouth and was therefore susceptible to corruption and loss. But that all changed when one man made it his mission to catalog every recipe of note. His name was Admiral Gilskif Baldwinson, also known as Mast Cleaver. We'll call him Mast Cleaver. The man's love of fine cuisine was such that at sea he would regularly spend as much time preparing meals in the galley as giving commands on the bridge. It was none other than he who founded the Culinarians Guild and codified cooking methodology. Today the guild carries on whatever Cleaver legacy, though the scope of our endeavors has expanded significantly, not content with simply preserving existing recipes, we labor tirelessly to devise wholly novel culinary creations with which to delight the senses. To this end, our doors are open to folk from all walks of life, including adventurers such as your good self. One may liken our guild to a great pot of stew, and each member to an ingredient imparting a unique flavor. As with every dish, however, adding ingredients willy-nilly is certainly to spoil the taste. Before you may take your place in the pot, you must be deemed a worthwhile addition by Guildmaster Lingsaith, a man whose passion for cookery burns hotter than any oven. Before troubling, I must warn you that ours is a truly sweltering kitchen. As such, you would be well advised to ask yourself, can I stand the heat? If you earnestly believe that you can, speak to me once more, and I shall be glad to guide you through the enrollment process. So, have you the resolve to walk the path of the culinarian? Yes, sir. Wonderful, then you must speak to Guildmaster Lingsath at once. This will come as no surprise, but he is the finest chef in Limsa Lominsa. His skill and dedication are second to none. You will find the Guildmaster up the stairs yonder, keeping a watchful eye on his charges. Impress upon him your desire to learn, and he will surely find a place for you in his stew, by which I mean the guild. Well met, adventurer. I take it ya want to join our guild. Let's have a good look at ya, then. Bah! What's an underfed whelp like you know about cooking? Judging by them scrawny arms of yours, you'd struggle to lift a spoon, never mind a skillet. Haha, I jest. I don't take muscle to be a culinarian, else it don't even take talent, at least not on its own. No, lass, more'n anything else, becoming a cook boils down to passion. If you got it, there ain't nothing you can't achieve. So tell me, have you got it? Have you with a passion to become a culinarian? Yes. That's the spirit. Aye, your passion for the culinary arts is plain to see, and you'll be needing every bit of it you want to become a master culinarian. Why, if mastery was a 12-hour course, I'd hardly have finished the soup. Make no mistake, our trade's as tough as old mutton, and passion's the only thing what gets us through the gristly bits. But enough talk. What do you call yourself? Ah, then, Celebrian. Welcome to the guild. To mark the occasion, I present you with your very own skillet. Ain't much to look at, but it'll more'n serve a novice like yourself. Now then, let's see whether you can tell which and's which. Aye. I know I said you'd struggle to lift a spoon, but you've won me over. Shoot. You won me over. Now show me you can hold a skillet, and I'll give you started on your first task. Storyteller. That's basically... Oh, that was convenient. I leveled up my ninja without actually realizing. Well, woohoo! Okay, so swap into... Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And equip. Equip. Nope, don't want that. Want that. There we go. And that can not go there. Why did I? That goes there. I bet you guys noticed that a long time ago, that I put that in the wrong spot. Hi. Okay. Lingsouth wants to assign you your first task. I see you're holding the skillet the right way. Round. Good. Culinarian lives and dies by his utensils. Get that into your head before you do aught else, or your food'll look like shite and taste worse. Now let's see what you can do. For starters, I want you to make me maple syrup and using your skillet. Recipe is as simple as they come. You only need 2 things: maple sap and a fire shard. Jossie sells sap over at the guild. Jossie sells sap over at the guild counter. Now, time wasting, so get to work if you don't pay to keep folk waiting to your trade. Guildmaster blah 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 has tasked you with synthesizing. And then it just goes through the task thing, or the crafting thing again. But I do not believe I have the ingredients. Crafting log. Culinarian. Oh, that's the other nice thing, is if you are equipped to whichever class of crafting, or a disciple of hand, it'll automatically open whichever one is the one that you're equipped to. So there's that. So I need maple syrup, and I don't have any, and obviously that tells you that's locked. Spoiler. I don't believe I can gather it because I need to be a botanist. Grr, I poured my heart and soul into the grilled dodo. If I ever get my hands on the scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make me bread. Here it is, me rendition of the criminal. Please deliver it to Godbert at the Coral Tower. You will know what to do. Okay, so for now, I am going to hide that quest, since I can't actually do it. And now I am going to head over. Oh, I could have gone the other way. Wait. I'm going to attune to this. It's a good thing I went this way, otherwise I would have gone to do that. I will go this way. And then this way. And we'll be heading over that way. The stairs. Oh, I guess we'll talk to him first. Morden would like to make you a completely legal proposition. You want for coin venture, or would ya fancy working for The Kraken's Arms, one of the greatest pirate crews in Limsa. If you're interested, take yourself up these here steps to the balcony above and talk to Carvalian, our captain. Do right by him, and he'll do right by you. I guess we'll do that first. Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Seventh Sage, purveyors of the finest spices from the East. All our products are guaranteed obtained through completely legal means. Oh, you do not seek spices but employment. Well then, let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. Our Misery returned from her latest voyage bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eorzea. I have prepared 2 samplers, each of which I would have you delivered to certain individuals. The first is Ginad, whom you will find at the Coral Tower. The second is the Master Lingzath, the head chef of the Bismarck. And do make certain the right person gets the right set. Go now, and return here once you have accomplished the task. And unfortunately it's kind of snowing, so you can't actually see, but that's okay. I actually didn't know that it snowed in Limsa. We will head over this way first. And we'll attune to this. So as you can see, it's kind of dark right now because we haven't attuned to it. And now it'll be a glowy blue hue. And that's how I know if I've actually attuned to it. Sorry, distracted by the giant snowman. Welcome to the headquarters of the Yellow Jackets, the keepers of peace in Limsa Lominsa. Is there aught I can assist you with? A set containing several exotic spices and instructions on how they can be used. Not something you would expect from the captain of a band of bloodthirsty pirates. A sample of spice courtesy of the Seventh Sage, you say? There is no mistake. This is fire sand, and the kind used by the Garleans besides. Quite intriguing. Very well, you will consider placing an order. Oh? You thought you had brought me spice? I see you are not familiar with Carvalianisms. For the sake of convenience, he uses the word spice to refer to literally anything he has procured on the high seas. Lest you worry, the man isn't engaged in any activity that is considered piracy. Far from it. Think of him as a trader, a heavily armed one, who represents Limson's interests in eastern lands. Ginad seeks help with a growing problem in Limsa Lominsa. An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late, though I suspect you've already heard of the rumors. Nope, I have not. It is essential that we ascertain their safety. To this end, I have prepared a list based on reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind as to deliver it to my colleague at Bulwark Hall? Nidelica is her name. My thanks in advance, friend. And we'll talk to Godbert first. Bilker at the Bismarck, and you have an artist's rendition of the man? A drawing of a man? Pieced together from descriptions given by eyewitnesses to his crimes most heinous. AKA Dinah Dash. What in the seven hells is this supposed to be? It looks more like a prow of a ship than a man's face. Look, we would like nothing more than to bring the offender to justice. 'Tis our duty, after all. However, we will need a little bit more to go on than this piece of art. It would be easiest for all involved if Rushmo were to come here and answer some questions. Please relay to her as much. And now we'll talk to the Guildmaster for the Martyr. Ho there, adventurer. Curious about the Martyr's Guild, eh? Are ya? Any axe worth wielding needs 2 hands and aft as blade what can chop clean through galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and brutal force. If you're of a mind to make the Marauder's art your life's work, then our guild welcomes you with open arms. What say you, lass? Keen to join the ranks? Well then, here's a bit of guild history so you know what you're getting into. It all starts with the ships, you see. What have ships got to do with axes, you say? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board, but any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe is perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about you. As more seafarers look up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates, where strength and skill decide your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. After the Galadian Accord was signed, though, the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats neither. They were warriors with what sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. Still keen, are you? Think it over, then let me know if you decide to join our ranks. Yes, sir. Blathota wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Marauders Guild. You've decided, then? You're ready to join the Marauders Guild? Alright, then. All that needs doing now is speak with an Axemaster himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves to the path of that unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Warzen's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lass. Good fortune to ya. Well then. Yes, I'm Warzen. Axemaster they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one that one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. A role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. Now, no doubt the question has already been put to you by Blathota, but once more shall I challenge your commitment? Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Yep, I guess. Very well. Your name? Attend me well, then, Solarian. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will ofttimes be your own. Well, that's kind of a bad image. I present to you this axe as a symbol of your commitment. Your first lesson shall be how to hold it. Now grip the haft with both hands and set yourself in a solid stance. Yay, Arcanist level 2. And this. Equip. And I got it right this time. And that goes there. I will eventually sort these out to, like... Actually, I might just leave them as is. Anyway. Axemaster Warzen would have you test the edge of your new axe in combat. Aye, you cut a striking figure, Solarian, but heroic posing is unlikely to cut a swath through your enemies. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon, so you shall wade straightway into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleeding, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa Lumensa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries, this day, return to me once 3 of each creature have fallen to your blade. And let's see. What else do we have up here? Turn in quest there. Did I? I did. Because that's where I explained. Oops. How do I go back down here? Oops. Down here. And go talking to the Guildmaster first. A new sample from the 7th Sage. Alright, let's have a whiff of it then. And then a set containing several exotic spices and instructions on how they can be used. Not something you would expect by the captain of a band of bloodthirsty pirates. Ain't smelling nothing like it afore. The note as came with it says a root what grows in Authard. Last I heard, Authard was under Imperial rule. How the 7 Elves did Carvalian manage to get hold of this? Any road, I reckon I can cook up somewhat fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend. Ah, so you spoke with the goad, Bert? Pwah! Within the bell, the Yellow Jackets will have that swineling scoundrel locked in a dungeon cell, and then I'll take me my filleting knife and... Huh? Goldbert wants me to go to the Coral Tower for questioning? But what more information does he want that my drawing doesn't already provide? Isn't it a picture supposed to paint 1,000 words? Not when it's a boat. And back we go to talk to that there. Carvalian. Welcome back. It would seem both samples were rather well received, and this is no small part due to our affable courier. 'Tis unfortunate, but notoriety accumulated over the course of years does not fade overnight. There are many still who are hesitant to do business with savage pirates. Yet the old days of piracy has passed, giving way to a new wave of opportunity. My crew and I have decided to embrace this wave. With the Admiral's blessing, we engage in a form of trade with Garlean ships. Everything we do, you may rest assured, is within the law. That's always good. And now all the way this way. Pretty. We're almost done. At least this stuff, and then it's on to the fighting. I really like the music here. And that over there is the Guildmaster, or not the Guildmaster, the Grand Company for Limsa. You have attuned yourself to all the Aetherite shards in Limsa. The Sapphire Gate, the Tempest Gate, and the Airship Landing are now accessible as Aethernate destinations. You have now Aetherite access to blah blah blah, etc. etc. Woohoo! And we will go over here and talk to whatever that is. As we almost run past. Hey, the footprints. Okalkawa. Okalkawa has advice for any adventurers heading to their missing member. Wait, what? If you're looking for a place to wet your whistle, Scrag, I'd advise you to turn tail and run. Captain Rochewin's in no mood to be entertaining customers this morning. And even when she is, she ain't particularly good at it. though maybe dealing with the customers the sort of shite that what might shake your firm doldrums. But if you mean to venture inside the missing members, you best remember to pay your proper respects to the captain, lest you ain't afraid of going missing. Kneeling afore her would be a good start. Never actually noticed this one. Greetings and welcome to the missing member. No, really, all people are welcome to dine here. There is absolutely no danger of dismemberment. Well, that didn't exactly sound pleasant. Oh, so she knows her place. Good. If only the Krakens had the same sense of propriety. Jerks keep seizing every Garlean ship before we can take a crack at 'em. 'Tis a sorry state of affairs when your crew's reduced to preying on the livings of that mangy bunch of man-boys. Your younger self would be right disappointed to see how far we've fallen. Disappointed. As I fall through the table. Humph, so you do know something on my pain, but your sympathy ain't worth mere than a pint of... Lovely. It's well and good we got the Admiral's permission to capture Garlean ships, but what's the use if you keep on getting beat to your prey? We built our reputation leaving right off the coast of Valebrand, not sailing a dozen miles in the bleeding sea. The few Imperial dogs found in Limson territory get snatched by Krakens, hunting in open waters. I rallied my crew's spirits when I said we were reviving the old ways, but after all our struggles, they seemed resigned to letting these jerks have all the fun. You trying to make light of my dilemma? Don't push your luck, Scrag, or I'll get you with a hook like a regular pirate. Wait, that's it. We're pirates, darn it. So we should think like pirates. Bug keeping Limson water safe. We'll raid supply shipments to the Garlean outpost along the coast of Eldonard. Ha 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 ha! It's so bleeding simple. I don't know why I didn't think of this for. Thank you for unintended inspiration, Scrag. To think I almost had you fed to the sharks. Oh, yay, we weren't fed to the sharks. Why is there a balloon in the tree? I gather your meeting with the captain went well. I could hear you cackling all the way out here. Well, whatever you did, thank you for doing it. Last thing we needed was her going on another rampage, ruining deck swabs and leaving us with less meat. 'Tain't easy playing by the Admiral's rules, but if anyone can find a way, Captain Rojwin can. And that's that. And you know, I just kind of realized that it has the numbers for which thing it's assigned. Huh. Oh, now we're to the armorer and the blacksmith. And I love that they're basically crafting the stars and stuff for the... That's pretty cool. I've never noticed that before. Sound a hammer and bring ya in from the street, did it, lass? It's well that you find the din inviting, for the Armorer's Guild is not the place for quiet revelry. The clangor of metal striking metal to music to your ears, mayhap you've the spirit of the shipwright. Are you of a mind to join our guild? Take it from me, lass, there's no greater joy than working a shapeless lump of iron into a shining breastplate with your own hands. What say you then? Yep. Well said, lass. Now we should cover a bit of guild history afore forging ahead with the formalities. The armorer's craft is an offshoot of blacksmithing. Time was when armorers and smities were one of the same. But as your years trickled by, the techniques for working sheet metal into armor plates became a specialized trade, and the smithies who showed uncommon skills and passion for the trade earned themselves the title of armorer. Now, as you can probably imagine, the skills necessary for making armor are also needed for shipbuilding, but building ships is a bit harder than knocking out simple helms, which led these armorers who were good enough to work on boats to claim the title of shipwright. Of course, it was one thing calling armorers blacksmiths and shipwrights armorers, but it was quite another calling shipwrights blacksmiths, because building a ship and making a hatchet couldn't be more different. It seemed as though a line needn't drawn and seen as how Limsa Lominsa was built on the strength of her navy. You can imagine why the armorers chose to cut their ties with the smithies and establish a guild of their own. As for the smithies, well, the whole notion of an independent armorers guild never did sit well with them, and there's been a fair old rivalry between our two factions ever since. Always trying to outdo each other we were. Which is why we've never on the lookout for new talent to help us keep these mighty dirt jerks in their place. All you need do is impress the Forge Master and we can start you on your training. Be warned, Forge Master nonsense tongue could strip the scales off a fish back at 40 paces. Saying that, you won't find a fairer mistress this side of the Strait of Merlthor. Let me know when you've mustered the courage to speak with her, and I'll see to the rest. It's funny how the armorers and blacksmiths actually share a guild location. Your mind is made up, you're ready to throw your lot in with us armorers. Yep. Then it's time you made yourself known to the Forge Master. There's no empty title, by the way. Naza's a renowned shipwright and one of the finest crafters in Limsa Lominsa. Head outside and you'll find her blistering the skies of her newest initiates. And then we'll just talk to this one too, since we're here. Unless you're blind or deaf, I presume you're wandering into a forge of your own accord, drawn by the siren sound of Smitty's hammers, no doubt. And these here hallowed halls, Limsa's finest pound metal into all manner of tools and weapons. And I say Limsa's, I mean the whole bloody realms. Made no mistake, you need more than a big arm to join our ranks. But if you've got iron in your veins and the builder's blessing, speak up. I guess. Heh, well, you're not short on confidence, but do you truly know what you're getting yourself into here, lass? Ours is a trade born in blood and brain. For as long as pirates have sailed their Rotona, smities have forged their weapons and fitted out their ships from the keel to cannon. Course till sea swallows all ain't just an idle saying. Brine'll eat through even the stoutest iron given time, and our forebears long struggled to forge more rust-resistant alloys. Lucky for us, the smithies of Eld were a determined bunch and clever too, so when they learned that the kobolds knew something of advanced metallurgy, the smithies set out to make it their own. Thanks to the kobolds' wisdom, which they generously gifted us with only the merest hint of pirately prompting, Limsa Smithin came in leaps and bounds. 'Twasn't long before the Gridonians and Uldons started eyeing our knowledge like we did the kobolds', though, and so some 150-odd years ago, two particularly forward-thinking men named Thorinaldic and Bryce Family had the bright idea of establishing a respectable business. Been fair-minded fellows, they'd sell their wares to anyone who had the coin, pirates and foreigners included, and when folks weren't inclined to pay, they made sure to remind them that we hadn't completely forsaken our pirate ways. Times have changed, though, and we're a wee bit more willing to share our wisdom these days. The company has been running the Blacksmiths and Armorers Guild for years now, welcoming any soul with its necessary talents and will to work. As to whether you've got enough of either, well, that's for the Forge Master to decide. Speak to me when you're ready to present yourself to him. So, what'll it be? Reckon you got what it takes to train with the best brilliant blacksmith in the realm? Aha, that's the spirit. If you had taken any longer to decide, I'd have told you to bugger off no matter what you said. Can't have a half-hour's adventure wasting Forge Master Berthel's precious time, see? He's got a lot of irons in the fire. That's why me and the lads can make a point of keeping idlers, imbeciles, and otherwise unqualified from getting in his way. Any road, it's time you went and paid your respects to the man. He's the one over yonder making a face like he's carrying the weight of the world in his shoulders. So, it's amusing that that's the blacksmith, that's the armorer. Blacksmith, armorer, and yet you would think that would be the armorer, that would be the blacksmith. But okay. Hop, hop. Hello. About time Randall sent me a new recruit. It's been long. I'm Berthel, Forge Master of the Blacksmith's Guild. If you're aiming to become a smitey worth the name, 'twould be my great pleasure to educate you in the finer points of the craft. Oh, and the rest of those sour-faced jerks tell ya it's hard, grueling work fit only for the best and brightest, but I say put a hammer in the hands of the willing and see what happens. What do you say, then, lass? Will ya swing a hammer for old Berthel? Haha, I knew I liked you the moment I set your eyes on you. What did you say your name was again? A name fit for a hero, if I ever heard one. In fact, I reckon I did hear a song once. Or was it that poor sod cursing in his cups at the wench? Bah! Don't matter if it was saving the world or, okay. 'Tis time to forge yourself a new reputation, pound at a new legend, and you can trust old Berthel to help you do it. But there I go, putting the cart before the chocobo. Here, lass, take this crosspine hammer, and smitey without a hammer is like me without a drink. Bloody useless. Well, don't just sitting there gawping at her. Take her in your hands and have a few practice swings, whatever you fancy. She's all yours now. What I wouldn't give to be you right now, lass. A smitey never forgets his first hammer. Sniff. Slightly amusing. And equip. And equip. And that. And drink. Forge Berthel wishes to see how well you can handle your new hammer. Now that there is a beautiful sight. Never forget, a smitey's hammer is her own one true love. Friends'll betray you, lovers will leave you, but your hammer will never do you no wrong. Seeing you stand there reminds me of a less ale-sawed and more lady-shaped version of my younger self. But on to your task. Ain't a congregation of soft-handed scholarlies here. Smitey's learn by doing. Try your hand at making a bronze ingot. Any smithy worth her salt's got to master that fundamentals, and you can't go more fundamental than that. It ain't complicated. Bronze is just copper and tin melted down and mixed together. So you'll be needing? Aye, that's it, copper and tin oil. And seeing as most folk don't carry stuff like that around with them, without reason, Smidhammer outside can provide you with some for a price, that is. What the lad can't sell you, though, it's the fire shard you'll need. Aye, it ain't complicated, but that don't mean it easy. You need to melt the metals after all, and to do that, you need to get him hotter than a bumbird's backside. Now that's all there is to it. Think you can handle it, lass? And then he goes through that again, and I'm just gonna move that up there. And swap those around. Crafting log, bronze ignot, and I actually do have that stuff, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to move those, though. And synthesize. And it should be done right off. Nope. I failed. There we go. And leveled up in one go. And with that, I can talk to the guildmaster again. Remember to take a bronze ingot. All you need is copper, tin, and a fire shard. Smelter can sell you the ore, but you'll have to find the shard on your own. Of course, I already went through this. Bronze ingot. An ingot of smelting bronze. Haha, you're alright, lass. Better than that, even. Sure you ain't done this before? I have. Sort of. 'Cause honestly, this ain't what you'd expect from a venture fresh off the street. I think you might be a bleeding natural, lass. It takes just the right balance of metals to produce bronze suitable for weapons and tools, but this ingot you made me, lass, is on par with them as veterans produce. You could take this down to Hawker's Alley and find a buyer in no time. Pirate's watching over you, ain't no doubt about it. Haha, you've got talent, lass, but don't let it go to your head. I've seen plenty of folk get drunk in early success only to puke their guts up later 'cause they've forgotten the talent's worth bugger all without hard working and dedication. So I tell you what, keep it simple for now, lass. Practice the fundamentals till you can smelt bronze in your sleep, and when you've gained the kind of confidence as only comes with experience, come back and I'll teach you something new. Hooray! And then we'll go talk to well, we'll finish this first because it's a side quest. A new boat for the Fisherman's Guild? I'm afraid now isn't the best time. You see, we have recently taken on a commission for a galleon. This task alone has all our hands full. But look, I will see what I can do. The Fisherman's Guild has long been one of the best clients, and I would be loath to disappoint Sissipu. It may yet take a while, but I shall endeavor to have her boat ready in timely fashion. Another aspiring armor, are you? Welcome to... I am Hans, Forge Master of this guild. I take it Guahanako has explained to you the history and the nature of her craft? Good. I have little to add on that front, save this. The life of an armorer is not an easy one. Day after day you will pit flesh and blood against iron and flame, and without a passion for the forge you will fail. But passion alone will not make an armorer of you. To truly master this craft, you must be possessed of a will as unyielding as the metals you work. Knowing what lies before you, have you the fortitude to persevere. Yes. Ha! I see you have no fear of hard work. This is well, considering your request to join the guild approved. But if you ever give me an aught less than your best, you will be out the door before you realized my boot was connected with your backside. Are we clear on that? Good. Now that we can understand each other, let us begin with the basics. What is your name? Celebrian. Very good, Celebrian. This tool is called a doming hammer. Here, grip it firmly, note its weight. And let me know when you feel comfortable with it in your hand. I'll tell you if you're holding it properly. And we're almost done these. Equip. And that. Drag down there. So there's... I think that's right. Let's see. Okay. Nope, I wanted this. Yes, that's... Okay, that's right. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something. Anyway. My first doming hammer. Forge Master Hansen wishes to see what you can make of using a doming hammer. Ah yes, if I didn't know better, I'd think you were an armorer, Celebrian. Of course, I do know better. Until you craft something with that hammer of yours, you'll look like a babe with a rattle to me, and I've no intention of mothering you. Make no mistake, I mean to shape you into an artisan. However hard I have to pound. Save your sweat for the forge, lass. I don't expect you to fashion full suits of plate on your first day. Just pay close attention to my instructions, be diligent in your work, and the skill will come in due time. Now let's be about your first lesson, shall we? I want you to make up your hammer and make me a bronze ingot. A mundane task I grant you, but one with every armorer must master. Bronze, you see, is the most basic material of the craft, and bronze ingots are its building blocks. 'Tis not the strongest of alloys, of course, but it is the very quality that makes bronze so easy to shape, and the metal of choice for a novice armorer. To forge your ingot, you'll need to procure 2 chunks of copper ore, a chunk of tin ore, and an ice shard. The ore can be purchased from somewhere here at Guild. The ice shard you'll have to find on your own. Well, are you waiting for me to swing your arm for you, or mayhap you would like have me swing my boot? And again, I should have stuff for that, so ideal. I'll toss these off first. Toss that there, and boom. And done. Where's that bronze ingot I asked for? If you can't find the ore yourself, try speaking with Somber here at the guild. Don't need to, already done. And I just read this one, so I won't read it again. I actually probably read it already before with the, something else. Goldsmith, maybe. Completed your first task, have ya? Well then, let's have a look at this ingot. And no, it wasn't Goldsmith, it was something else. So this is the sort of quality I can expect from you, is it? Or maybe it was Goldsmith. Anyway. For an office armorer, this is excellent work. Excellent. Well done, Celebrian. The key to making good bronze is judging the ratio of copper to tin. With too much tin, the alloy becomes harder, but also more brittle. Not the sort of material you want protecting your vital organs. Lest you forget, quality is a matter of life and death in our craft. That is why we teach our initiates the ideal metallurgic composition of every item we forge. Not that all are quick to learn. There are some who seem destined to produce mediocre results, however painstakingly the process are explained. Thank the builder you are not one of them. I am pleased to say that your ingot would fetch a decent price in the markets, but do not let this first success make you complacent. A single bad helm will lose you more trust than 100 good ones will, because bad armor means dead men. It is not enough that your work be good, it must needs be consistently good. And achieving that consistency requires discipline and long hours of crafting, the same item over and over and over again. And again. For you this means a mountain of bronze ingots in your dreams, bronze ingots until the process is so ingrained that you wake up and find that your pillow is an ingot and made in your sleep. You made in your sleep. When you feel you have learned all you can from forging bronze ingots, seek me out and I will find you something else to craft. May the builder guide your hand, Celebrian. Complete. Could actually make these other things too, but... Okay, and now... we need to go back down. And... oh, she had that side quest. Whoopsies. Hansa has a simple yet profitable task for an interested adventurer. Are you in need of some trifling task to pass the time? Then I have just the job for you. Vadarin is offering a reward to any adventurer who slays at least 5 wharf rats. There is no shortage of the pests lurking outside the Tempest Gate, so you should hurry and take advantage of this opportunity. And that's like right there, so we'll do that first. And then we'll go back down. Or, well... we can go there. Or something. Delivery Moogle. And once we're done the fighting class job stuff, we'll probably call that it for this. And as you can see, there's other quests here and all that, but we'll do those some other times. We'll just stick with this for now. And you can see there's a whole host of things that we need to do here. And we'll start with this. And we'll ruin the ladybug's day. And we'll ruin the wharf rat's day. Buttons. I realized there was a long delay in between. Almost done that. Should be one. Oh, I guess two more rats. Do I need to? Oh, I'm actually gonna stop killing them with the, because I need them for the marauder here. And probably rogue, maybe. I don't know. Marauder for sure anyway, so we'll stick with that for now. The ladybug. That should be it for that. And I'm guessing rogue needs, yes, the roar frats. That's it for over here. So we'll go back into town. Because the last lost lambs are lower Lanosa, I believe. And we have to go back down anyway. So, but we'll talk to the armor smiths. Or the armor headmaster, guildmaster. Oh dear. Oh. I guess that's not who we need to talk to. We need to talk to over there. Oh well. Had a few second delay. That's okay. That's not where I need to go. That's where I need to go. It's so easy to get lost. Okay, this way. Badrin, drowning witch, rider. Ah, so you slew a few rats. Good on you, lass. This bloke come through the other day and plops this huge sack the size of a bleeding gooboo on the counter saying any man with slays rats and have something from within. When I inquires as to why, all he says is the damn noise they make made when scurrying about is driving him insane. You ask me though, he was already a bit touched. Something tells me the poor lad'll never find peace. Probably not, and since we don't actually need these because of having done those starting quests in Ulda. So now we will take these stairs down. And we will turn in this quest. Welcome to Limsa. If there's aught you would like to know, feel free to... You've got something for me to say, you say? A missing persons list? I'm not sure I follow. A disturbing long list of people who have gone missing in recent moons. Thanks for bringing the list. I'll be sure to memorize these names. If any one of the missing persons reappear, you can count on me to spot them. Most folk enter the city via the Sapphire Drift, which means they might pass through the Bulwark Hollow. That's why I'm on constant watch here and undercover so as to keep an eye out for suspicious activity. I've been doing this for so long, I've become a pretty good judge of character. If there are shady characters skulking about, you can rest assured I can pick them out. Tanmo needs help keeping the city bright and cheery place. Sounds like you're already in the Yellow Jacket's good graces. You truly are a model adventurer, a paragon among your fellows. Do you think you could do me a favor? You see, I'm supposed to go and fill up all the street lamps with oil so that they'll stay lit through the night, but thanks to this business of missing people, I can't simply up and leave my post. If you could tend to the street lamps in my stead, I'd be eternally grateful. Oh, and when you've finished, please fetch more oil for Sisapu in the Fisherman's Guild. We're running low here. She has care of our stores. And of course, this is to introduce your fisherman. And you see down the path there, but we'll first talk to this dude. The Bismarck wants fresh lambs, does it? I would do with a slice of meat, myself, fresh off the grill and dripping in its own juices. Slurp. Sorry, friend, I haven't had a single bite to eat since my shift began. Any road, you can get lamb easy enough by hunting the lambs that graze outside the city. Go through the Sapphire Gate and follow the path east and south for a bit. You'll run into the fluffy and tasty critters before long. Yeah. And we'll do this, and then we will turn in those quests. And then we'll do the lighting of the lamps later. I didn't want to go down here. I wanted to go over here. Pretty sure I need these for Rogue. Yes, I do. Just need one for this, and the hunt log, and then I need to kill these for Marauder. I need to kill something else as Rogue, which tells me it's over here. down here. And one more. And just gonna double check. Payment. Fresh lamps, grimoire for stacks, that. Okay. And trying to find a place where you can actually hop up, and there we go. Take a little detour running for a bit. And enjoy the sky. Oh, what ho? Did I miss this? I guess it's a good thing I came back here anyway, because I needed to do the Lost Lambs for the Arcanist. And one more. Pets. And I will explain that right after this fight. Pets. You can now summon a pet to do your bidding. You only have access to one pet now, but there will be opportunities to acquire many more as you continue your adventures. Cast the spell Summon from your hotbar to complete the Arcane Pact. Once your pet is summoned, a fixed hotbar known as the pet hotbar will appear in addition to your regular hotbars. The pet hotbar is preset with all the pet commands currently available to you, freeing up your normal hotbars for your personal actions and spells. The guard command orders your pet to guard his master, refraining from attack until you attack or are attacked. The steady command orders your pet to refrain from attacking until you specifically order him to do so. The await command orders your pet to leave the battlefield. The sec command allows your pet to attack at will, while the obey command allows you to pet your attack at will, but wait for your order before using special weapon skills or spells. Pet orders and actions can also be set to your own Pet orders and actions can also be set to your other hotbars by selecting them from the pet's interface found within Actions and Traits. So I usually put one of these that I can't think of right now, but summoning. And now we have our very first carbuncle. See? And now we also have restores target HP, which includes the carbuncle here. And you have your way, place, so place orders your pet to stay for them to move there. Heal, they'll come back to your side, and away, you dismiss your pet. Then there's steady, sick, and order, as mentioned in the help pop-up to explain the order. And if you're wondering, carbuncle is falling behind following behind. Okay, and now to Lower Nosa, and I'm not gonna fight these ones because they're much higher. Oops, I'm gonna go this way. And it's so quiet in the game because it's nighttime here. That was just the end of a fate there. And a little bit further. Then we need to kill these jellyfish-looking things. So if you want your pet to take most of the aggro, you send them to sick. And one more. And there. Now we're done with Hurricanist. And now we're gonna go turn in all of these quests, and as you can see there's a whole host of quests here. Again, we will leave those for some other time, because the main story quest will bring you to each of the city-states. Excuse me, aside from this actual introduction. And I will definitely teleport around the city because I realize how long this is so far. But with the Christmas season coming up, this gives you guys a good opportunity to watch something if you need something to watch. And by no means do I expect you to watch it all in one sitting. I am going to teleport this time. Where do I need to go? I need to go there, I think. Have you had any luck obtaining the fresh lamb? Please hurry, the guests are arriving any moment now. Lamb meat so fresh it still smells of the well, okay. 4 slices of fresh lamb and sliced in the nick of time. Thank you ever so much. 'Tis times like this I feel fulfilled in my role. I used to be a chef myself, you see, but my skills weren't quite up to par, so when Bismarck expanded operations, I asked to be made its provisioner instead. This way I can still be part of the business in spite of my shortcomings. Isn't that nice? And we'll go with this because we don't need the other stuff. Actually... Nope, not yet. I was gonna say actually we could probably equip stuff, but I guess not. That's okay. I think the rest are all down here. No? Marauders should be up there, that's why. Back this way. Yeah, you saw I was redded out before. It's because I wasn't equipped with the right class to actually turn in the quest. But I am now, so it appears with that. You return to me a different woman. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of the slaughter of which you are capable. But there is much training to be done before you will wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lessons, build your strengths, and make of each swing an instinctive act. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the marauder way. Implacable, relentless, such must be your momentum on both the practice grounds and the battlefield. And then the next quest will begin at level 5. I should actually have stuff. Oh, I guess not. That's okay. Next stone. Hammer time. Okay, so I need to go down to, what do we have here? Rogue, Grimoire, can't do that one. I will do that one later. Do that one later. So to the Arcanist Guild, I guess. Oops, Arcanist. And you don't actually have to do this for the Arcanist, but I like to show off Carbuncle if I can anyway. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose you a little threat. It is with great pleasure then I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forth you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience, and when you feel you can command Carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I will be waiting. And we're not quite level 5 yet, so we can't actually do that. And now I will teleport to the Rogues Guild area. Which is the Fisherman's Guild. And I will turn this quest in. And out of curiosity, where is that specifically? Oh, it's up there. Oh, I see, because it's a level. It's a higher quest. Gotcha. Oh well. We'll close up with this quest and then continue on in the next video. Done with your milling, are ya? You can never have enough blade practice, lass. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunt log. Pit yourself against the lot and you'll soon learn some new steps to your dance with the daggers. You must think yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed, that's how you get the most out of you stabbers. Bulky armor will only have you plodding about like an ungainly oryx. So make sure you're wearing your gear. So make sure you're wearing gear what'll let you move freely as well. All right. Get your blade work up to scratch, slavery, and I might just have a job for you. And the next one will begin at level 5. And we will turn in the rest of this stuff later, / do them, so on and so forth. So that's it for this video, and I realize it's quite long, so thanks for watching.